Welcome to the Gals Guide podcast. Join us on an adventure to get to know famous and infamous women from around the world. Each of our presenters has a pick. Is she ancient history? Is she breaking news? Is she safe for work? Well, that's up to each presenter. All we know is that...
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Welcome back to the Gals Guide podcast. It is a new month and a new theme, and this is our last month of our Rebel Gal era. But don't worry, it's nowhere near to the end of our rebellion. It'll just be a slight change when the podcast comes back in January. But this month, we are talking about political change. And oh, how do we need it here in the United States? Political change is many times the driving force behind rebellion. Rebels can seek to dismantle or to rise up against oppressive systems, all in an attempt for a greater equality, freedom, or justice. So super important. Each of our gal pals this month has a gal that they have picked that has experienced rebellious political change and is going to share her story with you. So how about I introduce our gal pals for this month? There are 3 of us for this month because Thanksgiving is a thing. So first up, she is El Presidente of Gals Guide and our head librarian. It is Bonnie Just Fillenworth, everybody. Yay! So Bonnie, what is just one of your many rebel plans for November?
Well, I've had some free time, so I have gone down the genealogy wormhole, and I just got on newspapers.com, not sponsored. I accessed it for free for our local library.
Yes,
so
use
definitely
your
not
local
sponsored.
library. Yes.
Yes, sponsored by your local library. But yeah, I just printed off like 50 different little articles. I was not aware my grandfather was the postmaster of
Nice.
Evansville, Indiana at one point. I did not know they had so many like luncheon and dinner events. Like
Yeah.
there's so many little like banquets. And I'm like Evansville's not that big.
But it's a small town feel, so that's how you kind of like get people together. Yeah.
But they're having like all this little, and it's like in the paper.
Yes,
so much.
because it got advertised somewhere, right?
And then his dad got hit by a train, and his widow was trying to sue for damages. So now I get to go down where all of my little stuff converge, because I'm like, surely I was a lawyer or paralegal in a past life, because I'm like, I love reading the fine print.
Yep.
So now I get to, as part of my genealogy stuff, be like, hey, I need to figure out where I can access some old court records from 1932.
That is where the good stuff is. Fantastic. That sounds like a perfect wormhole to go into.
Yes.
Genealogy, history, richness. So yes, you'll have to give us a report back of what you find.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. Well, next up, she is our fabulous book club director and vice president of Gals Guide. It's Katie Young, everybody. Yay!
Oh.
So, Katie, what is just one of your rebel plans this month?
If only you guys could see the Zoom video. I'm like posing. I'm like, cheer for me with my smiley face.
Always.
Oh, here I am.
Cuteness Everdeen in effect.
Oh, sure. I just had my school picture taken last week, and I wore my walrus earrings.
Very nice. There you go.
If anybody wants to order those, let me know.
Perfect.
For your wallets, right?
I dig it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things we can rebel about at the moment, especially politically.
Mm-hmm.
And I still have those on my radar. But I want to say, on a personal level, I'm going to try to escape the shiny Christmas, Thanksgiving special edition anxiety.
Yeah.
So my rebel plan is to try to maintain my center and mental health during the holiday season.
That is beautiful.
Yes. So I know for us in the podcast, we kind of like shut it down for this time because we understand everybody's busy. We all have a lot going on. And it's definitely my wish for everybody that listens to us too, that we can all kind of maintain right now, because there's a lot on all of our plates and there's a lot going on in the world. So please, everybody, join me in my rebel plans to kind of keep the calm, keep the zen during the next kind of couple months, and just, take time for yourselves, enjoy your family, and keep it simple and calm and cool and collected.
Yeah, that's always one of my favorite memes. Not so much that it's like funny, but that it's so true of Lois from Family Guy having a breakdown at, I'm pretty sure it's Christmas, but I think there's some kind of turkey or roast involved. She just like snaps. She's like, it doesn't just fall out of my holly jolly ass, and busts through a wall and just marches down the street.
I mean, all the memes this time of year are gold. I think there's one that's like, it's not my regular anxiety. It's my like sparkly Christmas anxiety or something like that. I'm not doing it justice, but I feel like we all know this because, a lot of us as women experience the stress of the holidays of planning, arranging, buying, getting things ready.
Or the
There's
emotional labor of if it's not all that or on top of all of that, though, how's everybody doing? Is everybody fighting?
Oh,
Everybody
yes,
good?
and making sure everybody has the good time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a lot of pressure.
This is very true.
Yeah.
I always find it ironic as the Buddhist in the family that doesn't really celebrate any of these holidays. And I really don't even do Thanksgiving because we used to go to a convention every Thanksgiving. It's like, I don't even got time for Thanksgiving. I'm going to a convention. Oh my gosh, I still feel that emotional stress, anxiety. So I think I'm going to take Katie's advice. I'm going to take Dr. Katie's prescription and be like, fuck it this holiday season.
And I mean, I think the first step is just talk to the people in your family and be like, hey, what's the thing you need most right now? Like, what's your number one thing that you want to make sure happens?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of time the answer is like, I just want to see so-and-so, like a family member. I just like want to have that FaceTime together and realize like that's what's going to satisfy it, and everything else is just trimming, right?
I like it. So. Focus on the things that matter.
Yeah. Yeah. And get everybody involved because it shouldn't just be on you.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I dig it. Such wiseness. Well, as for me, I am Leah. I'm the executive director of Gals Guide. My rebel plans are to be creative. So I've been cross-stitching. So I've been doing that, and I've kind of been doing it just as a thing to kind of keep my hands busy. I've been tying it into, well, can this be Gals Guide related? You know what I mean? We have a BS club, a bitchin' and stitching club. So like, can it relate to that sort of thing? But I just have this like pulling at me to draw and to write. So I've been debating on creating a zine, and I made a zine in the 90s. So like I had a couple of different like zines that I would make in different sizes and parameters. They're mostly about song lyrics or movies that I watch, like a movie review. So I'm thinking about my cute little drawings of llamas and capybaras that I did at like Comic Book in a Day, or just pushing myself differently in drawing, and maybe putting some zines together. Although I will say I have this intense guilt that they need to be Gals Guide related, so I am pushing and pulling against that. But I shall figure it out. I just want something that can be amateur, that it doesn't have to be a professional book, and also maybe a little bit more than a blog article. Like, you know what I mean? I just want to push myself creatively just a little bit more than that. And so maybe a zine will fit the bill. I think they're starting to get out of fashion, but I could be wrong. The YouTube videos I watched today were 3 years old. That makes me think it's done. But if I'm doing it for me, it doesn't freaking matter, right?
Wonderful local artist that she's got ties in India. I think she currently lives in Chicago, but I think she bounces around a little bit. She does, I think she calls it Crazy Mail.
Crazy Mail, yes.
Like basically you sign up for her Patreon, and at a certain level she'll send you little goodies in the mail once a month. I like
that. Yeah. I have stamps. Sweet. I love that idea. Perfect. Well, that is me for my rebel plans, is to be creative. So let's get into the show. As always, and I love saying it, and I get to say it for the last time in 2025. Bonnie, do you want to go first?
Sure. What to do with my paper, sir?
I was going to say, who do you have for us?
I have... Well, let me start with a little quote about her.
Oh,
I
yes,
think
yes.
most people will. If you know, you know. You'll know who she is. You'll also know because you've probably clicked on the title of this podcast.
True.
I don't know why I'm always like I'm going to make it a mystery of who I'm talking about. Like
Yeah.
they haven't seen.
They have to click on it to get it to
Yeah.
start playing. But maybe they forgot in the time we have been talking. Who was it
They
again?
have it on autoplay. They're just going down our whole catalog.
You never
But you're
know.
giving us the teaser, and they're listening to us.
True. We
Following
don't know.
the intrigue.
Yeah.
I didn't put quotes around it, so it's a little harder to find.
You're like, where's
so it's like,
the quote?
I know it's quotes. I don't
This
need
is why
to know.
we have quotes. So we can find them easier. Wait a minute. Which is the stuff I wrote and which is the quotey quote?
Going back and forth
Yeah.
in my stuff to figure out. Here we go. I can be president of the United States or I can attend to Alice. I cannot do both.
Yes! And that was Theodore Roosevelt, right?
It's Theodore Roosevelt.
There we go. Yes, there's a couple of Roosevelts, so yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So wait, Alice Roosevelt, she's amazing.
She's amazingly rebellious.
Yes.
So, and she is Alice Lee Roosevelt Longsworth.
Yes.
She got to that fourth name there.
Banger.
She was born February 12th in 1884 in New York. She ends up being the eldest of 6 surviving children. But 2 days after she was born, her mother, who was also named Alice, died of Bright's disease.
Oh, no.
And then also on the same day, Teddy Roosevelt's mother died of typhoid fever.
Oh, no. That's a lot of death around at that particular time.
Yeah.
Oofa.
It's like, ooh. So Teddy had a hard time dealing with the death of his wife. It doesn't seem like he gives a shit about his mom.
You know, we all have different mother issues.
But he had a hard time losing his wife and then dealing with the new baby. This is the first kid for them.
Yeah.
And she also has the same name as his wife that died. Yeah. So he would call her Baby Lee for a long time.
Gotcha.
And she spent like most of her first 3 years or so with Teddy's sister.
Okay.
So she raised him. I thought it was mother-in-law at first, but then I think it's sister.
Gotcha.
She called her Auntie. Gosh, I wanted to say Blim, but that's not right.
Blim.
This is Auntie with her auntie.
Sweet.
But yeah, the way he chose to grieve was to just never talk about it.
Yeah, fester and rot.
Get out. Mm-hmm. But he did end up marrying again and having more children. And they just kind of never explained to Alice why she had some family members that didn't match up with other family members.
Right.
She would routinely, growing up, go spend a month or two with her auntie, almost like summer camp, and hang out with her other cousins. But they never really, they didn't really explain to her why.
Interesting. It's a hard conversation to have, so it's like, don't ask questions, just go there.
At some point, they're living in D.C. because Theodore is appointed the Assistant Secretary of the Navy. Gosh, and this isn't even, she does so much behavior. I don't even think I have them all. There's no way I have them written all down. But when she was 13, she was found, she would ride a bicycle, which is already scandalous.
Oh, totally.
In 13, she's born in 84, so 1897. She's riding a bicycle, period. But she's riding a bicycle, coasting with her feet up on the handlebars. And I'm sure she's in a skirt and not pantaloons.
Mm-hmm.
So, scandalous behavior.
Well, actually, at that time, if she was in Amelia Bloomer's Bloomers. Wouldn't that also be racy and scandalous?
The bloomers were weird.
Okay.
Someone was very excited about the bloomers,
Yeah.
and then Susan B. Anthony famously was like, "No, it's too distracting. I'm
Yeah.
trying to go out and give speeches, and everyone only wants to talk about my underwear."
Exactly. Uh-huh. I dig it.
Let's see. But she would hang out with boys. They even had a little club up in a hayloft. She was often late for curfew. And one of the boys at one time showed up at the front door wearing a dress.
Oh, yay. That's her best friend.
It's just funny. He's just, can Alice come and play? And she's wearing a dress.
Yes.
Like, I wonder how far he made it before they were like, you're a boy in a dress. Like, it's funny.
Right.
So because she's having ruckus behavior, she's sent back to live with the aunt at 14, where she made best buddies with like her cousins, where they would catcall, they would ride in a cab unchaperoned.
Oh no.
And they would wink at men.
I like it.
As she was turning 16, her father became president.
She was
he was vice
16?
president. Yeah, he was vice
okay.
president, and I don't even remember who the guy was before him. The guy who assassinated him, like, went up to shake his hand, and in the other hand had a gun and just shot him. And I think it took him like a couple days to die. And then, so Teddy was, well, he still is technically the youngest president because he was 42.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Kennedy's still the youngest elected president.
Right.
But yeah. Montana. So she moves into the White House, where Teddy gives his quote of, "I can be president of the United States, or I can attend to Alice. I cannot do both."
Right.
Because Alice kept up her shenanigans while at the White House, because why would you not?
Of course, yes.
Early on...
McKinley. Sorry, I had to look it up. So it was McKinley.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, there we go. Goodness. Okay. Yes, so Alice kept up her shenanigans while in White House.
Yep. Well, at the White House, she turned 16.
Wow.
There was talk of they were going to have a dinner, and Booker T. Washington was going to be there.
Nice.
And people freaked out because they loved Alice. Alice was like amazing. She was like super PR lady. Like, they loved her. They loved doing stories on her. They were freaking out that there was a possibility that she could sit next to Booker T. Washington.
I like it. Yes.
Scandalous.
Yeah.
So, and many of those people who were freaking out about it lived in the South.
Well, yeah. It's racism. Completely.
She ended up sitting next to Mark Twain.
All right. You know what? Actually, probably more problematic.
Yeah. I was like, I don't remember specifics, but I thought there was something about him that was not good.
Yeah.
But during her stay at the White House, it was a literal zoo that include a bear named Jonathan Edwards, a variety of guinea pigs, a lizard, a badger, a hyena, a barn owl, various other birds, a pony, and Peter the rabbit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Most people know about her snake. It's just a garter snake named Emily Spinach, because it was as green as spinach and as thin as my Aunt Emily.
That makes sense.
Yep. I heard some other little story that she would like carry it in her purse to little events, and there'd just be
snake terrify people. Would you like to see my snake,
Emily? It makes sense because she does other things in similar fashion, like she hides things in her sleeves to pass out to people. So I would believe that she would hide a snake on her person. And like all great people, she has a particular thing for a certain shade of blue.
Oh?
Like other people. Yeah. Like, not naming names.
Is it teal, and is that person
It's
Bon Bon?
it's not teal,
Okay,
but
okay.
but yeah, Bon Bon
Yeah.
is obsessed with teal. It's now known as Alice Blue,
Oh,
and it's a pale grayish blue. It's almost like I would call it like a desaturated sky blue. It's
okay.
like a sea stormy day blue. It
Ooh.
is, if you
Okay.
put in the hex code, it's F0F8FF, and like when I googled it, it does say Alice Blue on a bunch of them.
Wow. And you can shop the Alice Blue collection, I see.
I bet.
Wow. Nice to have a color. Bon Bon should have a certain color of teeth.
I know. I
Just
need to
putting
pick
that
out
out there.
my
Yeah.
hex code.
Yes.
But she was so popular with like the White House, like the press loved her and all the people loved her. The White House had to hire another secretary just to handle all of her fan mail.
Oh, her fan mail. Oh.
Yeah, like people would write to her. I don't think she ever personally wrote anyone back.
Right, but she was busy.
But they had people for that. At one point she got yelled out for smoking inside the White House.
Yes.
So she went up onto the roof to smoke.
Right. Not the boys' room? Okay. Sorry.
Nope.
Before that song? Okay.
Nope. She would tuck tiny bottles of booze in her like long gloves, like up to her elbows. She'd tuck tiny little bottles of booze and hand them out at parties.
I love that. Yes.
One of the other things I thought was funny that was supposedly scandalous, she would eat asparagus with her fingers.
Oh. And what is more scandalous about the idea of eating asparagus and it could get caught in your teeth, or that she wasn't using a utensil?
Like, it's so weird. I don't understand that one. I don't know if it's just like no finger food ever. Right. Surely they were eating the little cucumber sandwiches or something at the time. Yeah. You don't eat that with a fork and knife.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Yes.
That's weird.
I don't know. It's whatever the rules of etiquette say. And I can't remember her name now. But yes.
Yep. At some point she goes to Mardi Gras. Which I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know what Mardi Gras was like in,
the
1900s.
Yeah.
But eventually she starts going on little diplomatic missions.
Is she Princess Leia?
She is Princess Alice, they call her. Because she's essentially American royalty. Like, and that's like how these other countries treat her. It's great because anytime she goes on these little missions, they give her a bunch of gifts, which she loves. She's all about getting the little gifts. Several of them are more animals.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. Japan gave her some kind of critter, and I'm trying to remember what it was.
Did they give her a panda? No, they did not give her.
No, they did not give her a panda.
That would have been China.
I don't think it was a bird.
Okay.
I think it was something, similar to like a pig or a guinea pig.
Okay.
It is some kind of little, almost farm animal, little portable animal.
Sweet.
But yeah, she went to Panama and Puerto Rico, which I was still like, that's technically the U.S. Like, I don't know how that works.
Was it at the time though?
It was, just barely. Okay. So I don't know if this was like one of the first visits going down there since it became like a U.S. territory.
Makes sense.
Because I was like, wait a minute. Because this is one of the things that bugs me. People are like, oh, Puerto Rico is a different country. It's like, that's not though.
No, it's not.
It's not.
Yeah.
She went off onto a diplomatic mission off to, I think the final destination was the Philippines, but like on the way they stopped in Japan and stuff. But to get there, they had to take a train to the other side of the country to get to the boat to go over there. And while on the train, it happened to be 4th of July. So, of course, you have to set off fireworks from the train.
Of course.
And on the long train ride, to pass the time, she would shoot road signs with her gun.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I've seen many road signs with bullet holes in it. I get it.
On this Asia trip, one of the other delegates was a Nicholas Longsworth, And when they returned, they were engaged.
Ooh.
And he was a very famous boozer and womanizer.
Oh no.
If that's
She
the
found
right, I
a-
can never
she found
remember
a
if
bad boy.
womanizer is just you're a ladies' man or if you like beat women. I can't remember.
Womanizer, I thought was just never loyal, just from woman to woman to woman, and not
Yeah,
always like breaking it off with the
yeah.
previous one before the new one. Yeah,
He has many lady friends.
yeah.
He's a little bit older than her and had never married, so it's one of those situations. But
But
she was like,
she can change him, right?
no, well, she was, I think, like itching to get, like, she loved doing the political stuff, but she also kind of felt trapped. So I think she
Yeah.
thought if she could just get married, she could just skedaddle on out of there.
Gotcha.
Their wedding had over 1,000 people at the White House, and something was happening with the cake cutting. The knife wasn't working, so she borrowed a sword from a Marine, and they cut the cake with a sword.
Yeah.
And then her daddy did not win re-election, or maybe he did one time, but since he wasn't elected the first time, he would have been eligible for another one.
Oh, yeah.
I think. But while they're leaving the White House, I don't know what her beef was with Nellie Taft, but it's rumored that she buried a voodoo doll of Nellie Taft in the grounds of the White House.
Ooh.
And it's not been found.
Dun, dun, dun.
I don't know how we know this. I don't know if someone saw her burying it. I don't know if she wrote it down in her memoir or her diary,
Right.
or what. But I wrote, it must be in the West Wing because the East Wing just got demolished.
Right,
So
exactly.
it must be on that side.
Oh goodness.
Because of this and maybe other things, she was banned from the Taft White House.
Yeah, no, I could. Yeah.
Yep. And eventually she was also banned from the Wilson White House.
Okay.
She was a spectator in the crowd for the big suffrage parade.
Yay.
But she, like, surprisingly, like, I don't know if she ever gave, like, some monetary support, but she wasn't really that outspoken for suffrage. I think she supported some political candidates that supported suffrage, but she had the time and the funds to go support suffrage more directly.
Maybe
and
she
didn't
feel like
and I
it
don't
was
really
her
know why.
wheelhouse, maybe? Like, oh yeah, no, it's being taken care of, but yeah, cool. Or maybe she had beef with some people who were in it, because
Well, she did hang out with, like, the moneyed people. So the people for suffrage were not the moneyed people.
Yeah.
So she is married for a long time. I want to say it was like 18 years. Before she was finally pregnant with a baby. The whole time I'm thinking, like, were they, like, intentionally practicing birth control back then?
Right.
I think it's that her husband was, well,
I mean, was he infertile from whatever
he
was doing?
I remember seeing something that said that he was infertile, but she had also received a letter on her honeymoon from one of his lady friends, being like, "Oh, he's always gonna love me more than he loves you, and by the way, we have a child together."
Oh.
So, but I mean, who knows? I don't know if that kid was actually his kid anyway. But but yeah, 18 years in, she's 40. And has a baby. Nick is not the father.
Oh.
Because they're just kind of almost like married in title only. Kind of. They would go out to social gatherings and stuff and be fine. Like, they didn't have, like, a complete disdain for each other, but they were both just off doing their own,
living their lives,
own
seeing
thing.
whoever. Yeah.
The father later is revealed to be William Boa, who's a senator, and for a while she considered naming her daughter Deborah for Deborah. It's like of
Oh,
Bora,
right.
or
Okay.
something with like Aurora Borealis.
Yeah. Yeah. To make it obvious.
They do end up. Well, I think the daughter found out when she was like a teenager finally, which I thought was surprising that, in this world of like they're having like parties all the time and all this stuff's going on that like no one had told her. Like,
hmm
I don't know.
It keeps it hot goss, though. I mean, if you have that gossip, you can whisper it to
Mhm.
people and clutch your pearls at the same time. And social currency.
But yeah, this whole time they are constantly hosting parties and teas, and she's doing the kind of, I don't know. I'm surprised that she's settled for more of the like womanly political stuff. I mean, she's still doing like,
Yeah.
their parties. Like they're not like, you know,
Right.
pinkies up parties. Like she's having parties, but she's specifically inviting particular political people that she thinks need to meet. She's seeing
hmm
people where they need to be sat.
Yeah.
At
So
one
kind of
time,
playing that political game to a certain extent, or
she
using
does,
her
and she does
political
this throughout
knowledge.
her whole life. She's doing this,
Uh,
so she's playing the like backroom politics of politics, like
mm,
her whole life. And at one point, um, she invites FDR and
hmm
his wife
Yeah.
and his mistress to a party. Sits the
Ooh.
wife and the mistress next to each other, and I think they both know.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
she's trying to like lightly poke at him about, I don't know, making some kind of motion about like secrets and stuff. And I think it's his wife says something like, "Oh, I think a wife shouldn't know any more than what her husband deems to tell her," or something. It's mean
Oh.
like, I know, like, but like we don't
Right.
talk about it.
Right. Dun 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 dun.
Her husband eventually becomes Speaker of the House,
Oh, okay.
but he dies of pneumonia.
Oh, oops.
Um, but she, like, she's so crazy. Like, they were so open about this stuff. She invites, I forget if it's one or two of his mistresses to like stand with her at the funeral. Like,
Sure. They're sad too. Kinda. Yeah.
and what was also surprising was this was back in the day where if your husband held political office, and I don't know if they still did, like, I can't think of any modern women doing this, but I don't think it's been specifically legislation against it. But that it was often if your husband died in office, the office was filled by the wife until the next election because
Right.
they thought, a husband and wife are like of the same mind and would make similar decisions about things.
Sure.
Like they didn't really treat it as like, oh, she's a woman, she doesn't know anything.
Right.
Like they thought it was like, well, she knows as much as her husband did about these things.
Because it would happen in business if a business owner, the male business owner died, the wife would take it over being like, hey, it's still in, it's either it's in my name or it's my financial burden or I'm knowledgeable of the business because I've always been there too. But yeah, politics. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's odd that with how we've been treating women horribly throughout history that was like allowed at
Yeah,
all.
that's fine.
And
Just as long as
yeah,
your dude dies, you're okay.
but yeah, many of the first women in like state and federal like senates and representatives, many of them were because their husbands died.
Gotcha.
But surprisingly, like they were offering her his seat. I don't know if they would still let her be Speaker of the House, but they
Right.
were offering her his seat, and she turned it down,
Ah.
which is very surprising because hearing about her life, it strikes me that if she had been born a man,
hmm
things would have been very different. Like she would have been, it would
hmm
have been like the Roosevelts instead of the Kennedys. Like she would have
Right.
carried on this legacy.
hmm
Um, But yeah, throughout her whole life, she's campaigning for candidates on both sides of the aisle because it's at this time in the early 1900s is when the parties are like flipping their like
Oh.
platforms.
Right.
So she's picking people individually on both sides of the aisle of who to support or not. She hates with a passion. I'm sure the other Roosevelt, the Roosevelt that's not her dad.
FDR?
I think his name is Ted too.
Oh, okay.
But not Teddy. I think he goes by Ted.
Okay.
Or something. She's got big beef with him. And I think I think she was like just pissed off that he would. I don't know if he intentionally did, and I wouldn't blame him for taking advantage of using the similar name to run to get that extra little boost. But I think she was mad about that and maybe about his stances on stuff. But she had beef with him, so she supported his opponent.
Nice.
She did end up writing an autobiography, and I think it was earlier in her life. Like, it was definitely after leaving the White House.
Mm-hmm.
And it may have been, like, right after her husband died. Like, it was not, as she was dying.
Right.
She also had a newspaper column for Time, where she would write, like, weekly about whatever. She didn't keep that up real long. I think she got bored of it.
Right.
She famously had a pillow in her parlor, and this is one of the other great quotes attributed to her. And it had I think needlework on it. And it said, "If you don't have anything nice to say, you can sit by me."
I like that. That's nice.
She ended up dying also of pneumonia in 1980.
Oh.
1980.
Goodness.
She was 97.
Shit. Nice.
And she had insisted on there being no funeral.
Oh.
And her daughter allowed that. She was like, nope.
She's like,
because a bunch of people were calling for her to have like a memorial in Washington. Like they wanted to put like a monument for her.
Oh, nice.
But she was like, nope.
Amazing.
Yep. But that's all I have on Miss Alice, the firecracker of Washington.
I love her. Gals Guide Library has a couple of different books about her, including a children's book too. But I just looked up her autobiography. It is going on Thrift Books right now for a first edition, or at least for an edition that came out when she released it, for $240. So, but yeah, so it's a rare book to find her autobiography, but there are many different ones about her. But fascinating, because I'm like, oh, she wrote one. I would love to. $240. I will wait.
Yep.
I will wait till it goes, like, it probably is public domain, but like wait till public domain and then.
Yeah, it might be. Or if it's not, it's probably soon. Like, I feel like she wrote that maybe around like the 30s or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And we're close to that in the public domain fund. Oh my goodness. But yes, I'm glad you covered Alice. I'm glad we got to talk about.
Yeah, she's another one that I had to check the list. I was like, did we talk about her already?
I mean, we mentioned her, especially like when we talk about First Ladies, but we didn't cover her in toto.
I was going to say, I think she featured in people's stories.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you have that great quote where if you talk about Alice, you're like, now to give you reference on how Alice.
Yeah.
You can be president or you can control Alice, but you can't do both. It's perfect. Sweet. I love it. Well, do you want me to wrap us up for our first episode of Political Gals?
Go for it.
Sweet. Well, that wraps us up for this week, and join us next week as another political change gal is picked to share as the Gals Guide podcast continues. Thanks for listening. That's another chapter in our Rebel era. Thanks for being here. If you loved learning about women's history today, don't stop. Discover even more wise gals and untold stories at galsguide.org. Until next time, keep sharing women's stories.